Hey, what's up guys? In this video, we will go over how to play Viper on Icebox. Before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that I'm streaming right now. Feel free to come by and chat for a bit. I'd really appreciate it. But now, let's get into learning some easy Icebox strats. First off, before we are able to throw a wall down to attack a site, you have to clear these common angles. Once these angles are clear, I like to push fast into this corner. Once I'm here, I jump on this barrel, and then I look up towards this black line. Finally, I'm then ready to pull out my mini-map to see where my wall is going. We want to throw the wall on top of screens, as far left as it can go. Now this wall will impair the vision of people in CT spawn. The downside of throwing a wall like this is that there could be a lurking defender on top of the screens behind the wall, so be careful for this in all of your games. If site is contested and you need to plant bomb, plant it default so you can play off this lineup. You may want to warn your team that it will take a lot of time for you to get in place for lineups, so somebody else might have to take the first contact if bomb gets tapped while you are still rotating. For this particular lineup, make your way to this box on top of belt. You will want to get yourself stuck in this corner as shown. Finally, aim your crosshair in the middle of this black beam and do a regular left click. This lineup may look challenging, but is super forgiving once you get used to it. So as always, go ahead and practice this in a custom game so you feel comfortable with it for when the time comes in ranked. For B-side attack, I like to throw my wall from the very back side of B main, all the way through site, as shown. Now as always, make sure you actually have your team clear B main before you take your wall out. If you die, it is almost impossible for your team to win the round. Once it's clear, I like to aim up a little bit and look at my minimap. I want this wall to block vision for mid, top site, and snowman, just like this. Depending on how the wall was thrown, there will be a gap on top site or bottom site, so make sure to watch these areas as you plant your bomb. When you are ready, stand in the middle of this orange area and plant bomb. For this lineup, it's kind of important that you plant it somewhat like this, and I'll show you why after. Now then, before you plant bomb, don't forget to throw your orb down, like me. And then finally, make your way to the very back of B main. Once you get here, stand in front of this line on the wall. When you turn around and look up, you'll want to place the right side of this line on the bottom left corner of this crate as shown. There will be a wire over the exact part of the corner, but it is a pretty imprecise lineup, so don't worry. This molly takes a bit to land, so try and throw the first molly before the bomb has been tapped. The advantage of this lineup is that it can be thrown from the very back of B main, so it gives you time if the enemy is trying to hunt for you. Now, if you don't plant the bomb in the middle of the orange wall, this lineup won't work well at all. I wanted to show you guys this so you don't lose easy rounds just because the molly misses a little part of the bomb. As you can see, in this worst case scenario, your molly will miss half the bomb. This might be enough time for the defenders to stick the defuse. If you don't plan on playing lineups, throwing a mid smoke could be perfect. You can take mid control while denying info from the defenders on where you guys are. If you want to push under tube fast, then find this line on the ground and keep walking forward until you are stopped by the wall. Once you found your place, look up to the arrow on top tube. Aim at the very top tip of the arrow and left click. This orb will block all info from boiler, as shown. It will also leave a gap for you to push under tube for a fast B split. If you don't plan on pushing B, then this second smoke is probably better for you. We will start at the same place as before, but instead of aiming at the arrow, we will aim at the middle of this line. This orb will deny all mid info from defenders, so they always have to be scared of a mid lurk. For a defensive A side wall, you will want to block both sides of maze and top 410. However, in lower ranks, I see some Viper mains making this common mistake. They will throw this wall from the top end of boiler. A wall thrown like this does its purpose of blocking maze in 410, but it has a massive downside of blocking all of your info from boiler and screens. So please, for the love of God, do not throw this wall. Instead, throw this wall from screens. You will block off maze and top 410 while still leaving your mid with all of its info. Now, not only have we saved your elo, but we don't have any of your toxic teammates saying that you smoked their mid while they were holding it. My Discord server actually helped me make this idea, so shout out to all the homies in there. The idea is if your team wants to completely stack on A site. To prevent B site from being taken for free, we will throw an orb down around this area before the round starts. Now, let's say we realize it's a B take. Have no fear. Let's delay the plant by standing in the middle of this wall. To molly off the bomb, we will want to take this lower right part of our HUD and put it in the middle of these two intersecting lines. As your team rotates fast around the map, you can throw these mollies to delay the common plant spot. The enemy can still rotate to different parts of the site if they already have it, but it might save enough time for your team to take the site so the enemy has to actually fight against the team. If the enemy is steamrolling B site because of the lack of the players there, have no fear. Throw a defensive wall to the left part of site that goes all the way through yellow, just like this. The goal of this wall is to give up control of yellow, while also denying the enemy team a plant. This way, your teammates can rotate off A site all the way back to B and help you once the wall is ready to come down. To complete the defense on B site, you can optionally throw an orb on top of this crate in B main. With an orb like this set up, you can easily delay the push on B even further. You can play around it like it's a one-way, Or you can molly both sides of it, forcing enemies to stay back in B main even longer. By using your entire toolset like this, you can force enemies to consider leaving B site with how long you can delay them from getting the plant. If you see this, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I hope this video helped, and if you learned anything at all, consider subscribing. Feel free to check out my stream, and as always, good luck and have fun in your games.
It could be Bell.